It's the question I get most. I was like, what else is in it? Like, really? It's just like, yeah, it's just. And when we first launched it, it was the biggest argument my dad and I had. He was really gung-ho on doing like, it's a diet product. Put it in the pharmacy set, it's low carb, that's where we'll get everyone will get it. And I pushed back, I was like, no, one ingredient. So like RX bars have become this like huge $1 billion brand by just saying like, hey, it's 4 things. And even they have started adding like natural flavors.
Well, you got to expand your
the flavors,
number of options, right? Your flavors, and so to do that,
natural ingredients only go so far.
Yeah, right.
But so for us, it's like he and I really were loggerheads over that because he was just no, it's a low carb snack. That's it. Like no, it's a cheese snack. I'm like yeah, it's harder. Like it's not as easy to sell into the main part of the grocery store. But if you want to be something for everybody. Like everyone likes cheese, and like that's the hard part with like low ingredient snacks. It's like, hey, you add the extra shit to make it taste good. So like, hey, I'm gonna have, like a millet chip. I'm like, what? What is millet? Like, well, it's okay. We fry it and then we put seasoning on it, so it'll taste good. Like, well, what? Like, why? But you have to go through all that work.
Yeah. Then you add sugar, and then you add some artificial fats and flavors in order to make
hydrogenated palm oil is very natural. It's
exactly.
Straight from nature.
Yeah. Then you can keep it in the bar in the packaging for 6 months and not die.
And ours is like, well, we make the cheese and we just bake out all the moisture.
Yeah.
And then we just put it right into a package. That's it.
Seems
and
simple.
we get 9 months, and people still are like losing their minds over. There's nothing else in this.
Are you sure? You're like, that's pretty much just cheese. It's kind of the name.
Yeah, it's like, there's no fine print underneath. It's like just the cheese
and some artificial flavoring
stuff. It's like, okay, that would be, that wouldn't work so great.
Well, it begs the question I've been meaning to ask you since we recently met. How did you come up with the name, Just the Cheese? Obviously we know it's because it's just cheese, but how did you land on that name?
So it came up back in the day when my dad first invented it, when it was just sort of hey, how do I explain this product to a customer? Because in a grocery store, you don't have billboards, you don't have videos to explain like what's in it. It's just, hey, I have to look at the package and instantly understand what this is. What am I holding? And so at the time it was just, well, what am I holding? Just the cheese. Oh. Okay, and that kind of got it, and because especially when it launched, the Atkins diet was the thing.
Oh yeah.
But back then, you had to really convince people that like high fat, high protein, low like carbs were bad.
Yeah.
Carbs were what were
people for many decades have thought that fat was bad.
Right.
Sugar was good. Right. That was the U.S. government like. Oh, we got to get rid of all these fat people, so just stop feeding them fat. We'll just load everything up with sugar so you can still eat it, because if you...
The high fructose corn syrup lobby is watching.
Yeah, but I mean, if you remove fat from something, it's completely flavorless and it has no texture anymore. So how do you get some of that back? Well, just load it up with high fructose corn syrup. I am a corn farmer, so I appreciate the corn prices being a little bit higher because of all the high fructose corn syrup they stick in everything. But for the future of America, I would be okay if we didn't keep loading up things with corn syrup to make them taste good.
That's right. You come from a farm background. So
I do.
Good Wisconsin stock.
That's right, absolutely. But I want to keep going on the name thing. Was there any other names that you guys had considered for your brand? Because I got a few suggestions. If you don't have any backups.
All right, if you want to start dabbling in creative.
Did you ever think of, damn, it's cheese? DIC.
People that don't like profanity still, and also the acronym DIC.
Wait, where did you come up with that one? I was thinking, delicious, it's cheese.
I like where your head's at. In the Twitter era, this is great. By the way, I'm just going to move this.
Yeah, I was waiting to see how long your your OCD could last.
I was going to get a sip of coffee. I was like, if I move and it falls, it's going to get weird.
I was thinking maybe David is Cheese King.
Again. I like where your head's at, but
they weren't in the finals.
So I have a pretty raunchy sense of humor, as a rugby guy should. But, you know, between the FCC and that, like, the T-shirts would be great. But I would just start a T-shirt business. Be like,
you could.
David is Cheese King.
Yes.
Don't mind the acronym.
Well, you could have some really fun logos of, you know, cheese-shaped items that I think would really be hot sellers.
I mean,
you know, if
Richard's Cheese Log Emporium, you know, I feel like
David
Fat Richard.
is Cheese King. Get your cheese logs here. The finest cheese logs in the world.
Man, why couldn't we have been friends in college? These would have been great one-liners at the bar. No, one of the fun things about having your own brand and your own business is you get to sort of push the envelope with some of that stuff, where it's like, hey, like, what can I get away with? And so my dad came from a really traditional corporate background, and it's always funny to see him trying to like understand like social media. One, it's adorable to watch old people try to like do the Facebook or understand how to Twitter, but it is interesting when he'll be like, well, we need like a hero shot and like beautiful cheese imagery, and it's like, no, actually, we're just gonna do a video of me dropping an F-bomb in an orange suit, then that's gonna do way better. Or my favorite is still, and he's like, we need to make a viral video. It's not
Okay, great.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Let me know.
Yeah. Put that on your calendar for tomorrow between 1 and 2, viral video.
Yeah, that's what it's like in a family business, and it's fun.